CSCMP created the Supply Chain Hall of Fame as a conference event and a virtual hall. The purpose was to celebrate and recognize the best innovations and leadership accomplishments in supply chain management to date. While supply chain is a field that has only just started scratching the surface of everything it can contribute to businesses, economies, and societies in which it operates, in search of the next horizons, we have shoulders of founding fathers and tremendous innovators and leaders to stand upon. We can learn from them, be inspired by them, and can build upon their successes. It has been my pleasure to propose to the CSCMP Board of Directors that the Hall of Fame be built, and I was blessed with their decision to go ahead and do that, even more so that my proposal was accepted to build it in Northwest Arkansas and let the Sam M. Walton College of Business host. And that would not have been possible without a few special people. Mrs. Hunt and the Blaskett family first and foremost. I first met Mrs. Hunt in 2016 when she came to the CSCMP conference for the induction of Mr. Hunt as one of only 3 inaugural inductees. I recall how we as a board were in the front row before the start of the proceedings, and a CSCMP member of staff came out of the green room saying, "Mrs. Hunt is here and she is lovely." Next thing we knew, Mrs. Hunt left the green room because she wanted to come into the conference hall to say some thank yous to people in the audience for as much time as she had. And when Mrs. Hunt spoke, she was lovely indeed. She spoke very humble and grateful words, and she lit up the room with inspiration. And she did more. When CSCMP's board decided to start the Hall of Fame, part of why we did it virtual was not only because the organization couldn't afford the required investment, we also really weren't sure if the Hall of Fame would be a meaningful success or not. When Mrs. Hunt finished her acceptance speech to thunderous applause, the board members on front row looked at each other and knew we had a success. And today, Mrs. Hunt and the Blaskett family are moving from lovely to absolutely wonderful by not just helping us start and make the Hall of Fame a success, but by making it possible for the physical hall to be opened today. Thank you for your inspiration and your generous support. We have a very distinguished set of contributors to the virtual opening, and we thank all of them for helping setting us off with a strong start. I also thank Blue Yonder for their support to this and several other initial events and their engagement in the Hall of Fame's purpose and plan. And I'm honored to be able to welcome Chancellor Steinmetz.
Hello. I want to thank the Council for Supply Chain Management Professionals for locating its Supply Chain Hall of Fame right here in Northwest Arkansas. I can't think of a more appropriate home for the Hall of Fame or a better partner than the Sam M. Walton College of Business. As you may know, the University of Arkansas is focused on building more connections to industry, and supply chain management is one of our signature research areas. The university boasts one of the top supply chain management departments in the country, if not the world, and some of the best researchers anywhere. Certainly, we've got some potential Hall of Famers. In short, we understand the significance of supply chain management, support its advancement, and care about both its future and its past. We're excited about the Hall of Fame as a service to our students, our state, and the profession worldwide. We thank the CSCMP for the opportunity to host this. I now want to take a moment to introduce a great friend to the University of Arkansas. Elected in 2018 to his second term, Asa Hutchinson is the 46th governor of the state of Arkansas. He has been a frequent guest to our campus and championed a number of initiatives related to cybersecurity, data science, and blockchain technology. He understands that research and innovation and economic development are intertwined and that one stems from the other. As such, he understands the importance of supply chain management and our crucial role in advancing it. Please welcome Governor Asa Hutchinson.
Arkansas is ideally suited to host the Supply Chain Hall of Fame because many of the global leaders in supply chain are based right here. With their spirit of innovation and entrepreneurial passion, these companies show the rest of the world how it's done now. They're also revealing the future of supply chain thinking and technology. They're showing us how it's going to be done. The Sam M. Walton College of Business is an incredible pipeline of supply chain talent that will continue to expand the boundaries of supply chain possibilities. Why would you put the Hall of Fame anywhere else? Best wishes to the Hall of Fame team.
Well, I just want to say that I think that our state is so honored that we would have the Hall of Fame, the Supply Chain Hall of Fame in Arkansas, because, you know, it could have gone anywhere in the whole nation. And and this area was chosen for it is just a big, big honor. And I think that people will realize that, you know, as we move along and they hear more about it and we get it open. And then to think that it's in a building right here in Northwest Arkansas, near the university, and even though it is our building, that it's still a building right in this area, and that the students, like you said, can go there and have their meetings and classes or whatever. And that's just a huge big thing to me, that of all the places that this could have been placed, that Northwest Arkansas was chosen. Everyone in the whole world knows who Henry Ford is. You mention the name, and of course, you automatically go to, you know, what he did and everything. And then, see, we were privileged to know Malcolm McLean. And he came in, you know, was inducted in the same time. And Malcolm McLean was coming to see Johnny all the time. He came very often, and Johnny would go to see him in New York and all, and they were friends. And so to think then that he was going in with those two people was and inducted into it at the same time of those two people was just really, really, really special.
Hi. This is Rick Blaskett, President and CEO of the Council of Supply Chain Management Professionals, CSCMP. We're thrilled at the opening of the CSCMP Supply Chain Hall of Fame in Rogers, Arkansas. Back in 2015, our board of directors began having conversations around a Hall of Fame, around those individuals or institutions who had created innovative inventions back then or business processes that had no idea they were going to be incorporated in modern day supply chain management, driving business around the world. Those ideas are far and wide, and it's an inspiration to supply chain professionals around the world just to hear the stories and understand the inventions, the creativity, the inspirational ideas that folks had back then. And here we are in 2020 and beyond, utilizing those inventions every day to make business more effective and efficient and to drive our supply chain professionals forward. I also want to thank to those who helped make this possible, certainly Mrs. Hunt and the Blast family, the Walton College of Business, and of course the many supply chain professionals that will help bring this to life in the future into an inspiration for yet another generation of supply chain professionals. On behalf of a grateful organization, thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. I'm so pleased to join you for this special occasion as we celebrate the grand opening of the CSCMP Supply Chain Hall of Fame at the Walton College of Business here at the University of Arkansas. It's so fitting that CSCMP selected such an important supply chain state, Arkansas, to host the Hall of Fame. We can see from the lineup of speakers today the strength of commitment of the state, and notably the strength of the supply chain program here at the University of Arkansas. I want to thank Rick Blaskett and the CSCMP, Governor Hutchinson, Chancellor Steinmetz, Professor Van Hook, and Dean Waller for their commitment to our profession. In particular, I want to congratulate Dean Waller for being honored as CSCMP's Distinguished Service Award winner this year. I was so humbled to be recognized with this award last year and cannot imagine a better successor than Dean Waller. And now here we are virtually together as we open the Supply Chain Hall of Fame. Supply chain professionals contribute greatly to the success of many companies, ensuring products of all shapes, sizes, and complexities are developed, made, and delivered to fulfill the needs of our communities, our global economy, and our planet. Some of the top supply chain companies in the world are based here in Arkansas and are well represented here today. I'm privileged to have spent my entire career at Johnson & Johnson, a company guided by our credo, which is the common foundation and inspiration that outlines our commitments to patients, consumers, and customers, as well as to our employees and stakeholders. It also guides us to give back to our communities and improve the world community at large. If we do all of those things well and invest smartly to drive innovation, then we will succeed not only in the short term, but in the long term as well. And now, 134 years strong, we still strive to maintain the spirit of a startup in how we innovate our supply chain on behalf of the more than 1.2 billion consumers and patients around the world that we serve every day. Our purpose at Johnson & Johnson is to blend heart, science, and ingenuity to profoundly change the trajectory of health for humanity. This has never been more clear than it is right now amidst this global pandemic. So whether it's through our consumer health brands like Tylenol, Listerine, and Band-Aid, by the way, which is celebrating its 100th birthday this year, or our medical device products, or the teams that are working around the clock to develop and manufacture a safe, effective, and high-quality COVID-19 vaccine, all of these innovations only come to life through supply chain. And it's our people, our on-site heroes, and our manufacturing sites and distribution centers who drive the level of impact. We have more than 55,000 employees in our supply chain organization who supply more than 300,000 products in over 100,000 orders every day around the world. And the needs of all the stakeholders we serve are evolving rapidly. Now, more than ever, digital trends and disruptors are changing customer expectations. Supply is becoming more than the manufacturing and delivery of products. It's increasingly about delivering unmatched experiences. So as manufacturers, we have an opportunity and an obligation to not only ensure high quality, safe, and reliable products and services, but to embrace opportunities to champion sustainable approaches, new channels for access, and personalized applications. All of this calls for talented, innovative minds with diversity of thought, backgrounds, gender, race, and the experience and passion to tackle today's complex challenges and lead our supply chain industry into the future. To do this, we must embrace digital in new ways. Fourth industrial revolution technologies such as artificial intelligence, big data and analytics, 3D printing, they're driving process improvements as well as opening up new forms of real-time communication with customers. We must also be customer-focused thinkers. During the pandemic, many companies quickly embraced the use of e-commerce, including those that had never used this channel previously. And transparency in supply chains is increasingly important to our customers. We also have an opportunity and an obligation to support communities and society to make an impact greater than any one individual or company alone. The ultimate example of this is in the collaboration and tremendous work we're seeing across industries and companies to produce and distribute large quantities of safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines for the world community. Lastly, we must all contribute to a healthier planet. It's up to each of us to minimize our carbon footprint and commit to even bigger, more impactful climate and energy goals. Like many of you, this is something we've been working on for many years at Johnson & Johnson, and we were excited to recently announce our new bold climate goals, including achieving carbon neutrality in our operations by 2030. My hope is that this Supply Chain Hall of Fame will not only highlight the successes and innovations of yesterday and today, but through its exhibits, education, and events, inspire the next generation of supply chain leaders who will help us all build a better tomorrow. So congratulations to everyone involved in the Hall of Fame, to today's leaders, and those whose names will be on the wall in many years to come. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Girish Rishi and I'm the Chief Executive Officer at Blue Yonder, a leading digital supply chain platform provider. We are proud members of the Council of Supply Chain Management Professionals and the sponsor of the virtual grand opening celebration for the CSCMP Supply Chain Hall of Fame. I'd like to take a moment to recognize CSCMP and the organization's impact on connecting and educating supply chain professionals. I would like to also acknowledge and thank the University of Arkansas for hosting the CSCMP Supply Chain Hall of Fame. Specifically, Remco van Hoek, a clinical professor in the Department of Supply Chain Management, who suggested such a Hall of Fame be built, and also Dean Matthew Waller of the Sam M. Walton College of Business, who also is a professor of supply chain management, for his leadership to make it happen. The selection of Northwest Arkansas to locate the Hall of Fame is very insightful. There are many companies headquartered in the Northwest Arkansas region, such as J.B. Hunt, Walmart, Tyson Foods, and others, all Blue Yonder customers. Blue Yonder is dedicated to promoting an inclusive atmosphere that fosters innovation, encourages creativity, and supports personal and professional growth. That is why we are eager to continue our partnership with the University of Arkansas and the CSCMP in Northwest Arkansas to advance the supply chain ecosystem through the Hall of Fame. We look forward to supporting innovation that will take place in this new facility to accelerate the adoption of end-to-end autonomous supply chains through the consumer packaged goods industry, food and beverage, pharma and retail. This is a unique place, and we at Blue Yonder are excited to inspire future Hall of Fame recipients. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Matt Waller. I'm Dean of the Sam M. Walton College of Business at the University of Arkansas. I've been a member of CSCMP for almost 30 years, and I'm very proud of this organization. I'm proud of the CEO and President, Rick Blaskett, for making the Hall of Fame a reality. I'm standing in the new Supply Chain Hall of Fame in Rogers, Arkansas. And when I look at the names on the walls of the Supply Chain Hall of Fame inductees, it makes me proud to be a part of this organization. And I know so many of the people in the Supply Chain Hall of Fame and the recipients of the Distinguished Service Award are committed to advancing supply chain management and remembering the Supply Chain Hall of Fame inductees is worthwhile, because when you look at them and you look at their backgrounds, you really see the history and the evolution of supply chain management, which is making the world a much better place. This facility wouldn't be possible if it weren't for Professor Remco van Hoek, who secured the resources to make this possible. And when you come and visit, which I hope each of you will, you'll see it is gorgeous. It has beautiful space inside. It has a really nice outside area, large area with a beautiful view of the Ozark Mountains. So I hope you can come and visit. Thank you.
What impressive words from a humbling set of contributors. Thank you for your support, encouragement, and shared commitment to celebrating the best innovations and leadership accomplishments in supply chain so far, and inspiring and supporting the bright future of our discipline. I should say that when I requested Dean Waller's support to my proposal to CSCMP, his initial reaction was, if you can pull this off? Dean Waller, you have to know, is very accessible and always looking for ways to get closer to our mission to be epic and transform lives. And he does so embracing bold plans, encouraging you personally and supporting you very genuinely. And he does this even if it means doing very new and different things. I am grateful for the times he has done this for the supply chain profession, for me, and I'm grateful to be able to call him friend. Thank you, Dean Waller. It looks like we pulled this one off. Looking ahead, the Supply Chain Hall of Fame will host exhibits, seminars, CSCMP roundtables and meetings, work sessions, lectures, and inductee events. And whether in person or online via our website, we hope to see you and hear from you soon. The Hall of Fame is a service to the supply chain profession, so together, let's make the most out of it. Thank you for the opportunity to serve, and here is to the greatest so far and to the future ahead.